Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, how can I make small talk better with women? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because while I usually do talk about how to make stronger connections with women, how to speak in a way to elicit more emotions from them, I'm very aware that sometimes we're forced to make smaller talk, which is what I'm going to talk about today, which is how to make your small talk that much more significant. Because just because it's small, it doesn't mean it can't pack a punch. And to make sure you never miss out on those opportunities to make that much more of an impact on women or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here or wherever right now. Okay, so like I said, sometimes we're forced to make small talk. Maybe you're online at the gender neutral bathroom and she's pretty cute and we're not gonna get into too deep of a discussion right here. Or maybe you just met, you're on a blind date, you were set up by a friend of yours and it's that awkward getting to know you stage. Either way, small talk doesn't have to make you look small. And the more personal you can make it in the moment and the more in the moment you can make it, the stronger her feelings will be for you in that moment and the more she'll want to pound it in Pound Town later on. So the first thing to do when it comes to making better small talk is to talk about the very first thing that comes to mind. So maybe you're sitting there and you're both in line at the bathroom and you say something like, I don't know how much longer I can hold it. What the hell do you think that guy's doing in there? That's gonna go a lot further than, This place has good drinks though. I'm having a good time. How about you? Oh, good time too. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a good place, yeah. Saying what you're thinking in that moment is going to make you more personal and you more relatable. And the more she can relate to you in that moment, the more connected we're gonna feel to you thereafter. Nobody can connect well with a guy who's like, oh, these are some pretty good tunes that they're spitting here, right? Nobody can relate to that, I assure you. However, if you give your in the moment, this is what the fuck I'm thinking right now, unfiltered thoughts, not only will we appreciate that, but you'll probably get the same in return from us. And you being able to open us up a little more than usual is going to make us feel like this is a guy I should open up more to. Number two, I really like because it's a good way to, I don't want to say force a connection, but make sure that a connection is there, which is saying, what would you do if you were me? So, it's not COVID. So maybe you're in line at the Whole Foods and you're like, I don't know which shampoo I should pick. I heard you're not supposed to do sulfates anymore. But I don't know what the hell sulfates are. I don't know. What would you do if you were me? Again, it's a way to ensure that a connection is made, because if you ask anybody, what would you do in my position? They are now forced to think of themselves, which, remember, what's the number one thing we're interested in? It's ourselves. If you force us to think about ourselves and then connect that to your life, we will inadvertently feel connected to you, as opposed to you just saying like, which shampoo do you think is better? So forcing us to picture what we would do in your position is going to make us empathize with you. And then again, that word I like to use, cognitive dissonance. If you could get us to empathize and connect with you, we are going to automatically think like, oh my God, I only empathize with and connect with people I really like. I must really like him. Number three is kind of the same thing of what would you do if you were me? It's what do you think about this? Okay, maybe you're both in a situation where, let's go back to the line at the bathroom. You're both in line and whoever's been in there has been in there for like an hour, simply asking like, what do you think is going on in there? Asking anybody for their genuine opinion on anything with an open-ended question like, what do you think about this, is always going to make us feel that much more invested in the conversation with you. Because not only have you asked us a question that requires more than just a one-word response, it forces us to think more in that moment with you. And getting us to think when we are in this conversation forces us to realize that, oh my God, I am, again, more invested than I normally am. I'm thinking more than I normally am with other guys who are like, it's nice outside. This guy must have more going on for him. Getting us to do a little more mental work in the conversation, again, makes us realize that, I wouldn't be spending this time with this guy or putting in this much mental effort if I didn't want to actually be here. Number 4 is going to force you to talk a little bit more and get a little more insightful into what's going on for you, which is, this is how I've really been doing. How many times have you been in conversation where it's like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Oh, I'm good too. And then you just want to jump off a bridge because of how stupid this conversation started off, and you don't know where to go from here. So the next time somebody asks, how are you doing? You can say something like, well, you know, the pandemic's been really rough on me. I gained 20 pounds, I lost 20 pounds, then gained another 20 pounds and lost 15. And now I'm at the point where I'm just really confused about everything else. The only thing I have down is that I make a ham sandwich for myself every day. Being as descriptive, again, about how you are in your personal life and how you really are doing mentally, emotionally, physically. That's the stuff that we can relate to. That's the stuff that we can empathize with. That's the stuff that forces us to then think about ourselves in relation to you. And again, what happens when you force us to think about ourselves? Yes, we're very much interested in ourselves, number one interest. And if you are forcing us to think about ourselves in relation to you, guess what? We're gonna like you as much as we like ourselves. Number 5 is also a little more exploratory. I should have rearranged these differently. I just do these as they come along. However, number 5 is, what do you like about that? How many times it's like, oh, I really like the drinks here. How about you? I really like the drinks here too. What a stupid conversation. Don't let her get away with saying things like that. Like, oh yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, that's cool. Well, what do you like about it? You might even find that, well, you know, I was kind of lying. I don't really like this place. And then you're getting to know her a little more. Or maybe, I really like that they have vegan options because, like, even though I'm not a vegan, I'm, like, very tolerant of their lifestyle. So I think it's really great when other businesses are vegan tolerant. Either way, it's more about getting her to open up more, to create that cognitive dissonance where she finds herself opening up more than usual in this small talk, and then realizing that, hey, this guy got me to open up more, and I am opening up more. I only open up for guys I open up to in Pound Town. So those are the 5 simple, easy ways to make your small talk that much bigger. Add them to your repertoire now, and if you need any more ways to create even bigger impacts and emotional connections with women, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal program at speaktosparkarousal.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.